Welcome back to Newsline. Still to come, Scotland go to the polls on leaving the United Kingdom and becoming an independent country. And Gary Ablett may be rubbed out from this year's Brownlow. But first, Sian Johnson joins us to review the top-rating flick, Bad Neighbours.
Bad Neighbours follows the story of two new parents, played by Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne, attempting to settle down in suburbia, who instead find themselves living next to a wild fraternity house with an enigmatic leader, played by Zac Efron.
Like that, just like, keep it down.
What are you doing with this?
Keep it down.
Just don't, we've overworked it. Just wanted to say, welcome to the hood.
Yeah, welcome.
Also, if you could maybe just...
Keep it down.
Anyway.
Make sure if we're too noisy, call me first. Don't call the cops.
Okay.
I'll go tell them to...
Yeah.
The film has some real potential for high-stakes comedy, with the married couple having to contrast their uncool post-baby life with the party lives of their neighbours. Bad Neighbours makes a strong case for being the animal house of a new generation. Sadly, it loses its way in the second half. The narrative lacks substance, and there is a distinct lack of character development. Strong performances from the leads can't hide the fact that the film is essentially a series of slapstick moments loosely stitched together. However, when it hits hard, and the laughter makes this film worth 3.5 stars.
Thanks, Jan. Our next story is about a country known as the fierce maverick of the United Kingdom. And now Scotland could be going it alone, with a vote of independence less than 5 months away. But a decision not to let any of the 1 million Scots living around the world have a say in the historic referendum has some questioning their birthrights. Angus Ledwidge reports.
It's a vote dividing a country.
We've waited hundreds of years for this, and I think we should go for it.
I just think it's a backward move, really.
The Scottish referendum on the 18th of September will ask the simple question: should Scotland be an independent country?
I believe passionately that it is in their interests to stay in the United Kingdom.
Scottish identity isn't foreign to Australia. Melbourne's Immigration Hall itself was designed by a Scot. Nearly 9% of Australians claim Scottish ancestry. This includes over 130,000 residents who were born in Scotland. Richard Ferguson is one of those expats. His parents brought him to Australia when he was 12. But when it comes to the future of his homeland, he's upset he won't have a say, as the referendum is only open to people living in Scotland.
The Deputy First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, has came out and said, we want Scottish people to come home. We want Scottish people to come home and be part of this identity. But we're not going to let you shape the identity. We're not going to let you make the decision about what that identity is going to be.
Other expats would prefer to stay out of it. Alex Terrell left Scotland in the 60s, and although he visits every year, he doesn't think he should have a vote.
I think people who take part in that referendum should be prepared, should be able to stay on in Scotland and assume the responsibilities of what they voted for.
This statue of famous Scottish poet Robert Burns is a testament to the links between Australia and Scotland. But while icons like this help expats feel connected to home, the tyranny of distance means not all remain informed when making decisions about the future of Scotland.
A lot of these people have never been back in ages, or if they've been back, maybe it's been once in 20 years. They are totally out of touch.
For now, it seems, the vote will remain within the borders of Scotland. But if Hollywood has taught us anything,
What will you do without freedom?
it's that a Scot will battle to the end.
People feel their Scottish identity strongly, no matter where they are.
I do feel a bit of a tug of the heart when I'm on the train and I go up from London to Edinburgh, and then there's a moment when you just cross the border and there's a feeling home.
Angus Ledwidge, Newsline.
And from Scotland to our Aussie Scot, Caitlin Pennell joins us with sport. And Caitlin, again, we have an Australian golfing champion.
That's right, Penelope. Adam Scott has cemented his place as the world's #1 golfer with a win in the US PGA Tour's Colonial Tournament. Scott rolled a 7-foot birdie putt at the third playoff hole to claim victory over American Jason Dufner. Scott captured the lead late in the tournament, but a form slump and some brilliant play from Dufner saw them tie at a 9-under 271 in the final round. After 2 close playoff holes, Scott managed to break away and score the win. In AFL news, a stray elbow could see Brownlow favourite Gary Ablett lose his shot at the coveted medal. Ablett threw his elbow to Bulldogs tagger Liam Picken in a move that could be deemed as intentional and land the Gold Coast star in hot water with the match review panel. Ablett could become ineligible to win the Brownlow if the match review panel finds him guilty and could see him possibly suspended for up to 2 weeks. Betting on the medal has been suspended pending the match review panel's verdict. And looking forward to Wednesday evening, the NRL's flagship State of Origin match could go ahead with up to 10,000 empty seats. In what is being described as an embarrassment for the code, the New South Wales-Queensland clash to be played at 50,000-seat Suncorp Stadium will most likely not sell out. Previous State of Origin clashes have seen the matches sell out weeks in advance. And that's all for sport. Back to Penelope and New in the studio.
Thanks, Caitlin. To the weather now. Mostly cloudy in Melbourne today with northerly winds and a top of 22. A similar story for Geelong, which reached a top of 21. Tomorrow, Melbourne will see patchy showers early in the morning that will continue throughout the day and a top of 19 degrees with a possible thunderstorm in the evening. Geelong can expect scattered showers in the afternoon with a top of 18. Looks like we have a dreary few days ahead of us.
And that's all we have time for. We hope you can join us again tomorrow. Until then, thank you for watching Newsline, brought to you by RMIT Journalism and TAFE Television production students. Good night.